Welcome back to the workshop. This is part 3 and hopefully the final part of the spindle indexer for the lathe. It's been over a week now since I ordered the acrylic glue. Still hasn't arrived despite the promised 48-hour delivery. So I've contacted the seller and he's sent off another pot. If it doesn't arrive in time for this video, I shall just go ahead and put the two parts together. They should stay together sufficiently to demonstrate how the indexer works or not on the lathe, and they'll stick together with hope and a little bit of luck. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for this glue to arrive, I'm going to do some lathe work. Make up a couple of brass pins and the standoffs, and we'll see how we get on there. So over to the lathe and I'll make a start. First up, before I start doing any turning, let me bring you up to speed with the glue situation. I'm glad to say it arrived yesterday, and well, I've decided not to use it because when I looked at the leaflet that came with it, it said to use eye protection, gloves, breathing protection, protective clothes, and it was also to be used in a well ventilated atmosphere because it was possible carcinogenic properties. I wasn't prepared to muck around with that sort of stuff, so I've just used ordinary impact adhesive Evo stick, and I've stuck it together, and I'm hoping the combination of the dowels and the glue will be sufficient to hold it together. I'm sure it will be. So that's that out of the way. Little turning operation to start with. I want to make up a couple of well, they would be thumb screws if they had thread on it, but just little holders for the dowel pins. This is a dowel pin on the end. I don't know how well you can see that. It doesn't turn up very well on the viewfinder, but there's a dowel pin here which goes into this brass piece, radiused out to the end, which I shall nail. And in order to do that, I'm going to use this tool. It's a 6mm radius or diameter. No, not 6mm diameter. Can't be diameter, can it? Whoops. It is. Oh yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Come on, John, get yourself sorted out. 6mm diameter carbide tool, and I'm going to use that to turn down a length of I think it's about 9mm, and just square off the end, and then I shall drill and probably use end mill to drill a hole 5mm diameter in the end to put the dowel in, and I'll glue that in with Evo and I've got Evo stick on the brain. It's Loctite. So let's make a start on this. There goes the VFD. I'm just going to stop there for a second because it won't go over any further, so I will just face off with a polished insert tool. I think I'll mark this as well, how far I've got to go. In fact, I think I'll use this tool to take down the parallel bit and then just use the form tool to make the radius. So that's 0 that. It's 5, 7.5, 8. This doesn't have to be a particular dimension, it just has to be as close to 9 as I want it to be. Oh, that's right on 12, so that's 1.5 to take off each side. Let's go in 0.5 millimetre to start with. And I'll use the electronic lead screw to feed in 0.1 millimeters per rev. Brass everywhere. That should have taken off a millimetre, and it has. We're down to 10 millimetres now. So two more of those and we're done. Form tool. Down to 600 RPM. That's done that. Just going to break the edge. There'll be a short intermission whilst I change the setup for drilling from the tailstock. I'm going to spot drill the centre now. As it's a 5mm spot drill, I'm going to go in with that. And then follow up with a 5mm end mill cutter to the required depth of I think it was 6mm. Should have got everything ready and then I wouldn't have had to stop filming. Right, there we go. You join me some moments later where I've remade up to where I'd gone wrong, and in the end I drilled the centre hole 4.5mm and then reamed the hole out to 5mm as I should have done in the first place, but it's now a very nice close fit. And I'm about to put the knurl on. I'll do that at a moderately low speed. And that's whisker over 200. There go the knurls. Just tighten it down a bit. I'm going to do this dry to start with as it's brass, see how they come out. That's perfectly adequate. Dispense with that. That's it. Lock the carriage. I'm going to do this at a respectively low speed as well. There we go. Stop there and just break that off, and I'll come back, face that off and just put a small chamfer on there in a second. Now I've got to face off now. A bit faster than that. finest of smidges. Raising an edge. And that'll do. And that's that part finished. Now I've got to make another one, but I won't let you sit through that. I'll do that off camera. Oh, I've got to glue the pin in there. Just get a dowel pin and well, probably do just pushed in. Actually, it does hold it rather nicely, even if it is a bit out of focus. But I think I'll wax a nice pop as it comes out. I'll wax some Loctite on it and Bob's your uncle. Well, brother-in-law actually. Well, it's coming together now, and as you see, I've now got two of these thumb screws without screws on. The point is that they will go through these holes here, which will then register in the vernier plate, comme ça. I've got two because when I drill the holes here, one is up at 0 and the other one is at I think it's 110 degrees, so that they are a multiple of 10 degrees apart, and I can therefore register those like that and know that they are in correct alignment, or at least they will be once they've been mounted. Now, next up I'm going to make the standoffs for the vernier plate. It's just a simple turning job from aluminium. I'm going to have to mount this on the chuck first so that I can check the measurements of what I need, because I'm not actually going to drill the headstock. I'm going to mount the standoffs on a double-sided sticky tape, at least for the time being, just to prove the concept. So I'll machine those, or get this mounted on the chuck, or at least on the spindle, and I might well film that, set up the vernier plate and then measure the length of the standoffs. But as usual, I'm going in for a cup of tea now, and then I'll probably come out and do that tomorrow. As you can see, I've taken the chuck off, and I'm now going to test fit the indexing ring. Let me see if I can roughly align it correctly. There's the 0 mark, so I'll put that at the top and gently tap that on there. I'll line that with the face of the spindle, and then take the vernier plate and try and find that 0 mark again. Not that it really matters which one it is, it's that one. There we go, turn that round. Put that in there. And no, that one. There we are. line that up again. Looks really horizontal, and you can't see that properly, can you? I'll move the camera up slightly. There we go. So that's how it will line up, and these holes are in the wrong place. They'll miss the headstock, so that's not going to work, is it? But there we are, you get the principle. I'll make up some spacers, 20 to 23 mil, so I'll make them up 20 long, and that will do. I'll just have to redesign this very slightly. Don't know what went wrong there, but as usual it did go wrong. However, not to worry, I can either make angled brackets there, standoffs, if I'm ever going to use it, or like I say, redesign this. There we go, that's how it's got to work. And the principle is, it's there, you turn the spindle round, so you want to move round, I don't know, 12 degrees, you move it 10 degrees there, and then you go to the 2 degree hole and move that round until that just slips in. Similarly, if you want to go to 15, 3, 4, 5, you go to there, turn the spindle till the 5 drops in and you're around 15 degrees, and so on around the entire 360 degrees. In fact, I don't think I'll bother making up the spaces, as it's not going to work with the holes as they are. I think that will probably suffice to demonstrate how the arrangement works, and should I ever need to use it, I'll make up some proper spacers and fit them to the headstock. In fact, I could probably glue a plate on there, or attach a plate with this double-sided tape that I use on the router. I think that might be a better idea. And yeah, make a plate up out of the 5mm perspex, glue it on here with the threaded holes for the spacers, make it out of 10mm plate, actually that will be even better, thread it into there, and then make it overhang out here so that it lines up with the vernier plate. Yes, I think that's probably a better idea. Like I say, should I ever get around to using it. But anyway, that was not the idea of this video. The idea was to show you the principle that I would use, and show that it is a feasible project to make. If I get around to using it, I'll come back and do another short video and show you what I've done. But in the meantime, if you have been, thanks for watching, and hopefully catch you next time when I'll have something maybe even more interesting to watch. Bye for now.